Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Toonkind at 12 FPS here in the Eclipse Cathedral Extended server. I will be sort of your host for the evening. I am playing a character, but I'm also playing all the other characters that we may or may not talk to today. The primary character I will be playing is Sterling Undermire. I am joined by my lovely friend.
AudioVizual. It's me. I'm just gonna be playing Knom today. Mainly because this is Heart's wheelhouse, and I'm mostly the player. And I'm here. I'm not trying to cause trouble or anything, but knowing me and everything that tends to happen. Um, we might get into some trouble. Some things might happen. I'm not apologizing. But yeah, it's me, AudioVizual. I'm playing Nom today, Nom the Monk.
Alright, so, let's just get right into what happened last time when we saw Nom. So last time, Nom said goodbye to the group of people that went up to the Eclipse Cathedral with Broderick, and Victor Vol, who had a mental breakdown in the middle of the Light Temple, bribed Nom, quote unquote, bribed Nom to leave him alone by throwing a box of ice cream at his head. And then he, after Nom talked with him a little bit, he just decided to go get a drink at the bar. Then Nom and Sterling had a talk after they both got up to the roof of the Temple of the Light. And there were some things said back and forth. Sterling is having trouble with his patron as a warlock. That might happen maybe more often than one would like. But after you guys had that talk and Nom, you decided you didn't want to sit up on the temple anymore, and Sterling needed you to be there so Sterling could get down safely. So you guys parted on the ground. And then, Nom, what did you do?
Well, I know Nam would have waited up there for a fair amount of time, just kind of like I know he definitely sat and like wrote a letter, and I know they talked about, Sterling's vacation with Axiom and stuff like that. So he would have waited like a decent amount of time. And then honestly, it's very much a whole. They didn't come out as fast as Nam thought. Like Nam was prepared to wait for a while. But considering the circumstances behind everything and some of the information that Sterling gave Nam's kind of just like, I'm gonna do a little bit of like looking around and seeing what's up with the rest of the town, because Victor Vol is currently one of the only people in the town he's ever met, and Victor Vol's kind of like higher strung than a viola up in an airplane.
So there are a number of places Nom could have gone. The library is one of them, and you do know that Ursa had gone to the library.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nom might have stopped there mainly to just like take a peek in, see if there was like any sort of like books on the town or anything, just kind of like what's up with the weird fucking cathedral everyone's obsessed with.
Okay, hold on just a moment. Where is my notes for this? Because I gotta have you roll a thing, because the library door is not. The library is not generally open to visitors. Is the
Well, he would have
problem?
knocked. He's a polite young
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have to convince
Yeah.
the librarian, so you have to. Where is it? Is it under his? Yes. So roll me a persuasion roll.
Amazing. So how does this conversation go, I guess? Um, probably poorly. Your persuasion. Yeah, that was a 6.
Do me a favor and roll with advantage because I'm pretty sure Ursa's still there, so the librarian's in a little better mood than he is usually.
Yeah, that was a 12.
Okay, so you try to convince the librarian to let you in, and you hear, "No, go away." That's all you get.
Nam is gonna wait until he meets a third person, but he's beginning to sense that everyone in this town is fucking weird as hell.
Okay, so that was the library. There is what you suppose is the town hall. It's got a nice tower with a bell in it
Mm-hmm.
and a door.
You know what? Nam will probably take a look at that and go, He might end up going to the bar, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because he wants to make sure Victor Volt hasn't like drowned his sorrows like literally and find him like dead.
So you head into the Lazy River, which is the name of the bar.
Mhm.
It's a kind of small tavern, which makes sense because this town isn't very big. It's got
No.
2 levels. The first level, the main floor you come into, it has a kind of desk, which seems to be manned by a shadowy person who's just kind of sitting there looking over the ledger. Behind. Okay, I just gotta go through this description the way I wrote it because
Go for it. Just go
yeah.
for it. Just do it. Just do it.
As you enter, you notice the wallpaper patterned with waves that lead towards the back of the foyer. There's a candle chandelier that fills this room with warm light. There's a comfy reading nook to your left, a chair, and an accompanying coffee table made out of driftwood. The chair has light blue cushion on it, and it looks very comfortable. Set up before the double doors at the end of the room is a long counter. Beneath the counter, you don't know that. To the right of the front door is a staircase that leads downwards, presumably underground.
Well, if Victor isn't in here and there's only the person working the desk, Tom's gonna wave at the shadow person. Um,
They look up, and as you watch them look up, you know how you know how in Monsters Inc. how Sully's hair moves?
yeah.
The shadow's like that. Like, this is the shadow of someone who had lots and lots of fur. And you sense they're giving you a smile. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yep, this is normal. This is fine. He just waves and he goes downstairs.
You walk downstairs and there's a larger room filled with tables. Actually, actually, it is starting to get later in the day, so there are actually quite a few shadow people in here. Just, generally talking, eating, having a good time, the things you do in a tavern. The walls are painted with different colored fish and white bubbles. There's a fireplace to the north of the room that actually seems to be kept to a kind of nice roaring temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Because down here in this basement, it's actually kind of cold without it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The bar is set along the left side of the room with a wall of soda bottles lined up behind it. The bar, the tables, and the chairs are all made from the same driftwood as the seat you saw upstairs. And the chairs and tables are all individually different, clearly carved by hand. You see one of the shadow people get up and go to an attaching room, and you can tell that the cushion on their seat has different details of snowflakes sewn into it.
Mm-hmm.
Standing behind the counter is another shadow person who is clearly manning the bar. And sitting at the bar, completely passed out, clearly sleeping on the counter, is Victor Vol.
Is there a bunch of glasses around him or something? Or just one glass?
No, there's just one glass.
Nom just kind of stares at him for a minute. Kind of making sure he's out of the way of the doorway for any of the shadow people. And
he does actually, in the Toonish way of you're passed out but you're not gonna fall off.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually out of the way. In fact, the shadow person you saw leave comes back and seems to pause by Victor and then keep walking. Almost like the shadow person was checking up on him.
Nam is gonna walk over to Victor and kind of do a peer. He's gonna do a peer at Victor. He's gonna take a look-see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing he's passed out. I'm guessing he's just sawing logs.
Do you want to make a perception check or a medicine check? What do you want to make here? What are you trying to determine? I should ask.
What? I'll have Nam make a medicine check because that's fun. We have a 16 plus 2. Yay! He's not dead.
So you go through, all the things you know about medicine and tunes, and you observe Victor for a moment, and you see small, tiny Z's rising up from his form and popping above him. And for a moment, there's also this small white bubble that comes out of his mouth and is just growing and shrinking. He's asleep.
Yep.
The bartender notices you and comes over. You know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he just kind of came in here and asked me for one drink and then passed out.
I'm sorry. I only met him recently. He's apparently just like this.
Oh, I didn't mean it as like it was a bad thing. My uncle said he did this the basically first time he met him too, so it's all right. I just
Mm-hmm.
was wondering if there was someone here who knew him better.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he doesn't wake up after a while or something, or if you need to close up, he belongs back in like the temple, so you could probably either like find me or just anybody and bring him there. I don't know. His other nom, thinking back to how pissed Roderick was. Uh yeah. Some of the other people we came with or I came with are not here right now, so
Oh, it's okay. I can get Liven upstairs to carry him over to the temple.
I appreciate it a lot. Just and I'm gonna have non-roll hammer space. That's a 6. He pulls out a little like it's a little bunny-esque uh stuffed animal. It's more of a hare. And it's got like a little heart on it, and it's like probably made from like scrap yarns, so it's like 20 bajillion different colors. But it has like a little happy face, and he just kind of like tentatively like puts the rabbit hair next to Victor, and then he's like, if I could just like leave a note with him to make sure like yeah
Uh, yeah, yeah, sure. I have some water. Wait, I don't. I have some parchment. It's okay. She walks over, putting her washcloth down, and you watch as her shadowy arm, which was already kind of strange because it didn't look like anyone else's arm, kind of just stretch like a river uh
mm-hmm
underneath the bar
mm-hmm
and pick up and she pulls it back out and she hands you a piece of parchment and a pencil. Here.
Nam just scribbles a little note for Victor and then just kind of tucks it under his elbow.
As you're talking, you notice that when you weren't looking, Victor had just kind of snuggled up the little uh stuffed toy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's taken care of, I say hesitantly, which is Nam is thinking hesitantly. Um, he kind of just doesn't really know what else to do with Victor because he doesn't know Victor that well.
Mhm.
And he hasn't really super been charmed by Victor.
Yeah.
But he's not an asshole. So at least he's like, yeah, he's going to be taken care of. I don't know what else to do here. I'm just gonna go. Um, so he kind of just, yep, he has the note. He hands the pencil back to the
Mhm.
nice bartender.
She takes it and puts it back, her arm stretching the same way as you observed. You realize that her arm must be, or must have been, made out of water.
Nice, that's cool. Nom internally, that's fucking rad. Um, and he's just like, well, I might come back around later. I don't really know what there really is in town and stuff, and I'm kind of waiting for a friend of mine who went up into the cathedral, Kirkum.
Ah, well, there isn't too much around here. If you, uh, she just kind of looks up, and it kind of seems like she's counting silently to herself. If you come back in about uh, 10, 20 minutes, I can make you some food for dinner. It's getting around that time.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I can see about that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, yeah. I'm Nom, by the way, Knom the Monk. It's very nice to meet you.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Nom. I'm Connie Kit River. I own the bar.
Nice to meet you, Connie.
Thank you.
Um, mm-hmm. I'll be back. I'm gonna go kind of take another look around and stuff.
Mhm.
Nom just kind of leaves. I don't remember if anyone actually like. I think at the start of the Return to the Eclipse Cathedral, they vaguely explained about how everyone being shadow people has to do with something that happened in the cathedral with Sirius, is like that whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually really explained to Nom
Mm-hmm.
because, well, Roderick would have been the one to explain that, and Roderick uh just went to the temple to talk with Victor.
Mm-hmm. And then he got upset for
Yeah.
valid reasons.
Yeah. So you're kind of
So,
left in the lurch here.
yeah, Nom, considering how Victor freaked out and Sterling freaked out with having to do with, the darkness and shadowy creatures, Nom, I feel has at least a little bit of a clue that something terrible happened here.
Mhm. All right. So you're resolved to return to the tavern in about 10 to 20 minutes for some dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are you gonna go back outside?
Yeah, I think in his head, he's like, I'm going to go sit at the top of the temple again and watch the cathedral and meditate. And if by the time it's been long enough for the really nice Connie to have made me dinner and Roderick and no one has come out, I will go eat and then I will go from there.
Okay. So as you make your way out of the tavern and into this kind of what you suppose is pretty much the main square, you see Sterling is sitting on the fountain in the middle of the square.
Non-pauses. Um, can I roll like perception or insight to kind of like what's Sterling's vibe?
Uh, yeah, you can roll insight, get
Okay.
his vibe.
Well, that was a nat one.
You're
Ice
not
is going in baby jail.
you're not entirely sure why Sterling is sitting there. He seems to be looking into the water for some reason.
Uh-huh. God. Nom had a pretty good time talking to Sterling earlier, but kind of just like walking away and like talking to other people and then just like he's kind of circled back around to this isn't my Sterling. I want to be friends with this guy.
You
I
mean
want to
this
be
isn't
friends
your
with this guy.
Roderick?
Yeah, no, yeah, Christ.
This
Uh,
is a Sterling that you now sort of know, but
yeah.
this isn't your Roderick.
This isn't his Roderick. And I feel like he honestly kind of has the vibe of Sterling seems to think he's the original Roderick, and Nam is pretty sure the situation is a lot more complicated than that because he was trying to tell Sterling that earlier.
Mhm.
And he doesn't really super like he knows Roderick. He knows his Roderick, and he doesn't really like the idea of his Roderick being asserted as some sort of imposter. And so he doesn't not like Sterling, but he's also still like in the mixed feelings about Sterling.
Mhm.
He's probably gonna watch Sterling for a minute. Not like leave or like get closer, but just kind of watch him for a minute.
Mhm. So, I'm going to actually. Are you going to roll stealth?
Nah. I mean, listen, I can have Nam like roll stealth, but it's more of just a Nam being very still and very quiet kind of stealth.
Okay. What would Nom's passive stealth be then?
I don't know how to calculate that unless you tell me right.
Uh, I
Um,
think I think it would be 10 plus dexterity plus any proficiency.
oh, well, he's not proficient.
Okay, so 10 plus dexterity.
Yeah, his dex is +3, so it's a 13.
Yeah, that is above Sterling's passive perception.
Amazing.
So, Nom, as you're watching Sterling, he seems to be kind of half muttering to himself as he's looking into the water.
Hmm.
And then he kind of crosses his arms as he continues to kind of mutter to himself and stare into the water.
Hmm. So he's probably talking to his patron, right?
Uh, you're not sure. Not with
Yeah.
that nat one. You are not sure what
Yeah.
he's doing. He could be, I don't know, just talking to himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm just kind of watching him and like the same thought of everyone in this fucking town is so goddamn weird. Kind of
I,
like comes back to him. He knows Roger or Sterling is from out of town, but like still. Everyone connected to all of this weird key bullshit or whatever is so
I mean, there's one person in this town you haven't met, so like, there's clearly
yeah.
got to be someone in that building with the big tower with the bell on it.
I don't even know if Nam wants to talk to anybody else. He's kind of just like, I wanna leave. I wanna take Roderick and I wanna just leave. I wanna go to the beach. I wanna go wherever that isn't here. This place blows. It's the middle of nowhere. Everyone's weird. Everyone's turned into weird shadow things. There's something up with this weird cathedral. Roderick doesn't like it here. I don't like it here. Nam is really of the opinion of we don't like it here. Why don't we just leave? What is keeping us here other than ourselves?
You know, I know the only thing keeping Nom here is Roderick, who has still not returned, and
Yeah.
it's definitely evening now, and it's dinner time. And as you're just kind of debating this, Sterling gets up from the fountain and starts heading towards the tavern. And he stops because he notices you
Mm-hmm.
standing there, very
Mm-hmm.
still,
Mm-hmm.
because you did not hide.
Yeah, and I mean, he doesn't have a reason to hide. What's Sterling gonna do?
Talk to him.
Yeah, that's the real unfortunate.
So Sterling looks at you for a moment and then just kind of awkwardly waves. Hi?
Hey. Do you talk to your reflection in the middle of town often?
What? Oh, it's just the water. There isn't really any other water sources in town.
Does it matter?
Well, I'd have to pay money to get to a mirror in the tavern.
Does it? Why are you arguing with your reflection?
No, I wasn't arguing. We were just having a chat. She's talking.
I need you to know Nam is beginning to look at Sterling like he's nuts.
Well, she told me to talk to him, and I'm talking to him. He's just not listening. Like always.
Are you okay?
No.
Are you like some sort of sorcerer or something who's tricked himself into thinking he's a warlock because he's thinking his reflection talks to him?
Roderick just kind of takes
Roderick?
It is still Roderick. This is a Roderick, okay? You're
We
the
have to
one
drag
who
each other
said
about it. Typo in the
my
voice chat.
Sterling, who is also Roderick, Sterling takes his hands, just kind of presses them against his eyes, goes, "Look, how else would I talk to him? How else would I try to get his attention? I can't do it in there." And he just kind of gestures towards the light temple.
Why are you asking? I'm a monk.
Well, I didn't know that. Right.
I introduced myself as Knom the Monk. I'm wearing monk robes. I carry a quarterstaff. How more obvious can I make it?
It's kind of been an intense conversation, and I forgot, okay? I'm gonna get some food because it's dinner time and I'm hungry.
Well, good luck with that, I guess. I'll see you later or something. I don't know. Have fun.
Okay, boy! And he starts walking towards the lazy river.
I'm just at him for a minute because if he thought his Roderick was weird, this Roderick's just straight up fucking like a completely different metric system. At least Roderick explains things plainly and is like patient and like understands where Nam is coming from. Sterling is just a weirdo. Like he's going to like shake Roderick's hand or some shit like after this of just like you are somehow the most normal person here.
so,
And then
so
go
Sterling
ahead.
passes you and goes into the lazy river. What are you going to do, Nom?
Well, I feel like it takes him a minute to realize he promised to come back.
Yeah, he did.
And he just yeah. Somehow
Yeah.
Sterling manages to like do that to him. I don't understand it. Neither does Knob. Frankly, it's a little frustrating, which somehow makes talking to Sterling even more frustrating. And so he just stands there and you see like a little light bulb on and then he goes, "Crap. and kind of like puts his face in his hands. And he just stands there a minute, kind of just like doing his breathing exercises.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't need to breathe, but it's the emotional meditative motions.
Yeah. So when you're about done, the door to the building with the bell in it opens, and you see what looks like a very normal, probably rather old hummingbird Toon,
Mm-hmm.
who honestly looks like she needs to put down the cup of coffee she's carrying in her hands.
Oh God.
Because she's just kind of is shaking like a leaf. She's
Mm-hmm.
clearly an old Warner Tune. Her colors are not quite as bright as yours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she's green, and she's headed towards the tavern.
Mm-hmm. Um, Nam is faced with a decision where it's his pride over like his politeness,
Uh-huh.
where he doesn't want to leave Connie hanging and look like an asshole. But also he just wants to leave. He just wants to take Roderick and go. Which
He
I think is so funny.
the problem is that's a whole nother kettle of cats.
Yeah.
So what does Nom, you are not in the way, so this Warner Tune is not heading straight for you.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really give you a second look. You do hear her as she passes by, as she goes, I gotta put that paper in, I gotta write notes for that, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. In this kind of stuttery voice.
Nam is going to, you know what? Nam's gonna go inside after her. Fuck it. He's in for a penny, in for a pound. He's definitely he's making up his mind. He's like he's just gonna fucking go to the cathedral and see about getting everyone else to leave a little faster, or like find Roderick and fuck off. He's kind of done with this place. He's been here like, all day and he already doesn't like this place.
So, as you move behind her, she takes notice of you and holds the door for you. Oh, um, hello. You must be a tourist. Hi.
Something like that. Nam does like a little tiny like bowy thing. And he's like, "Hi, I'm Nom the Monk. Don't worry about it."
Oh, a monk. Hi. I'm Mayor Pepper Ann. I'm the mayor of this town. This,
Mhm.
unfortunately, we don't have a lot here to do.
It's okay. I'm actually here because of a friend's business. It's an interesting place. It's very quaint.
Thank you. Uh, Came a bit more interesting after. Gosh, I don't know how to keep time. A couple of months ago, I think.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I've heard some stuff's been going on, and Nam just kind of like he's used to dealing with older tunes, and such, honestly, because of like his hometown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of like, you know that thing you do with old people where you kind of just like walk alongside them and kind of like duck your shoulders a little and like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's kind of like mirroring her too and like very much being the polite young man that he normally is.
Mm-hmm. And she walks and starts talking, you're off. Oh, yes, it's, well, I'm certainly glad that, Mr. Vole was here, and his friend, Mr. Guylass, and, that, those tunes that, Mr. Vole hired for us, it was very nice.
So I've noticed that there seems to be everyone is very nice, but I can't help but notice that seems like something happened.
Yes, um, she is walking down the stairs with you as she's just kind of stuck talking with you. Um, yes, so there was a little accident at the cathedral. Um, the Genasi man. I'm sure you've seen some of the water posters we put up. He kidnapped basically the entire town except for me, the bartender's uncle who came in to help her out, and the librarian. And well, you've seen the results of that, and
Nom in the back of his head. Didn't someone mention about how Sirius was brainwashed or some shit? He's like he's trying to remember, but he honestly only has like tidbits and like context clues, and he's like,
So, I'm gonna give you something. Nob would know that Sirius was brainwashed and supposed to be protected by Victor Vole because that's what the
yeah,
argument
yeah,
was about.
yeah. He knows that, and he's just like he's being the polite, quaint young man who is not talking about that to the older, nice person giving him information he didn't have before.
Yeah. And as the two of you reach the main floor of the tavern, the mayor, Miss Pepperan, lifts one of her wings towards Connie, and Connie lifts a watery hand and gently pushes forward a tray for the mayor. And as the mayor gets there, Connie snatches away the mayor's cup and goes, I think you've had enough coffee. Have some water. And the mayor goes, you've gotten a lot more uppity once you took over. And Connie's just like, just have your food.
Amazing. Nam is glad someone is attempting to take care of this poor hummingbird because I'm gonna have a roll hammer space. That is a cool. He kind of like he reaches into his hammer space and he actually pulls out like a little crocheted flower. It's probably like pink with a green stem, some sort of just like cute little whatever flower. I can't think of flowers. Like a orchid or a poppy or something like that.
Yeah.
And he kind of just like puts it on the tray to the side for the mayor because he's a nice young man.
She notices and is distracted from complaining about quote unquote kids these days. And she looks over at Nom and a smile comes to her beak. She goes, thank you, you're so nice.
I really hope you get all your paperwork done. And
I do too. It's always a lot.
Good luck.
Thank you. She picks up the tray and moves over to one of the empty tables.
Mm-hmm.
You see that Sterling is sitting at the bar at the other end from the sleeping Victor and is just kind of eating.
Mm-hmm. Nom looks over at Connie.
And Connie smiles and I'm gonna roll hammer space.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 4. She pulls out a tray from somewhere. You're unsure where. And she eyes it for a moment and then puts it back. A couple more minutes.
Okay. Nam is not going to sit by either Victor or Sterling. He's gonna sit right down there in front of Connie.
Yep, as Nom sits down, you do know that Sterling's noticed you, but he's chosen to ignore you for the moment and just kind of eat his food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, Connie starts, cleaning glasses, cleaning the bar again, and she looks up at you and goes, "Do you want a drink?"
Um, sure. I'll take whatever. I probably not any of the hard soda.
Yeah,
I don't.
we have lighter stuff. We
Yeah,
have juice, just just apple juice, I'm afraid, but
that's fine. That's fine.
she
Do
just
you have
nods.
Yeah, Nam just he kind of like rests his arms on the table and like threads his fingers together a little nervously. And he kind of just scoots around a little in his chair, his tail's
Mhm.
kind of swishing behind him. And he just goes like, "So, do you I'm guessing you know a lot about sort of the town and stuff."
Oh yeah, so I've lived here all my life, so that would be correct.
Um, I mean this in like the nicest way possible because I've a lot of strange things, you know. But like, what is up with this place?
S- so I've so we don't get a lot of travelers through here. But my uncle, uh, yeah, he's an investigator, so he tends to ask a lot of questions, and it's gotten me thinking, especially considering. And Connie just kind of lowers her voice and she leans towards you. She says, "The mayor thinks the town is in Giznep, and we're not in Giznep. So, it's a little strange."
Yeah. Um, you aren't in Gisnep, so
That's what my uncle says.
yeah, you guys are by like you guys are we're in the Pixar Protectorate. Um, have you ever left?
Me? No, no. I've never left Timeless Hollow. I didn't really have a reason to.
You might want to try it sometime.
I think we'd have to try to fix this first. She points to her general form.
Yeah, can I ask what you used to look like?
So, My bar is called the Lazy River. I'm a toon made out of water.
Oh, that's really cool.
I I wasn't born with arms, so she just kind of moves her arms. These are actually actual water that I manipulate.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's pretty obvious I'm not exactly the most conventional looking tune either, so I get you.
She just kind of gives you a wink and puts the apple juice in front of you.
um, yeah, apparently something is like really fucked up about this place. Pardon my language. I don't normally swear a lot, but there's been a lot going on. Um,
I don't mind. Everyone, except for the mayor, usually swears except for Mr. Worm, who runs the library.
yeah, he was kind of rude. I just wanted to look at some of the books.
He's like that. He's he's pretty much a shut-in. I've been having to prepare him meals and deliver them personally and make sure that the tray is perfectly clean to him just to get him to let me in again and look at some of the books because I didn't return his book for a while before, well, we all got kidnapped.
He that sounds a little rude of him. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I know that.
He's like that. That's just the way
Mhm.
he is.
Mhm. Do you know anything about the cathedral place?
Well, Um, so there's a couple of books on it in the library. Uh, it was created when the town. Actually, I think it came before the town. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, the cathedral was created before the town was, and the town was founded around it. Hmm. She gets this kind of thoughtful look on her face as she's cleaning the bar. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Sterling just kind of leaning a little forward like he's listening in.
Like a little eavesdropping eavesdropper?
Yeah.
Amazing.
He doesn't know this either, so this is interesting to him.
Mhm.
I
Um,
think the person who founded the town's name is Rain Wanderpath. It was like 500 years ago or something like that.
mhm. A little before our times. I don't
Oh,
think
a
Nom
lot
knows
before our
anyone.
times.
I don't think Nom knows, yeah, I don't
It
think Nom would know anyone who knows anything about anything, so.
This is
Nom?
just the information you're getting from the bartender.
Mhm. Um, mhm. 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 Um, okay. I'm gonna be honest. Do you think there's anything I should really like know or take note of or anything like that? Because I feel like I'm gonna be here for a little bit and I really don't want to have like any sort of don't wander after dark or you're gonna get eaten kind of thing happen.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about that. This place is it's pretty safe. As long as the trees are still there.
That's ominous.
Yeah, so recently did you I think you were I, hmm, it was
I've been in,
how
I
long
haven't
have
been
you been
here
in town?
long.
Just today?
Pretty much. And I spent part of it inside,
Mhm.
so.
Well, earlier today, I was coming out of my house, and I noticed that the nice evergreen trees that you usually see around this area and Einquell, that they were gone.
Um,
And instead there was a large, flat, dusty plain, which I have never seen in my entire life living here.
that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah. Um, I kind of assumed that, well, the Vole, Mr. Vole, and his friends were taking care of it because they're all, kind of adventure types. And Mr. Vole's been here for a while trying to help us, cure us of this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do know that like my friend and some of the people who helped last time, they went up into the cathedral, so they're kind of investigating whatever's going on there. Mr. Vole,
Yes.
we had a brief conversation, and he's kind of dealing with a lot emotionally right now, dealing with other things.
That just kind of
Um,
seems the kind of person he is.
yeah, he should probably talk to someone about it.
He should. Um, Unfortunately, we don't really have a therapist here, or a trained
Uh,
therapist. You'd have to
mhm,
probably go to one of the neighboring towns, or maybe Yeast.
mhm.
That's about a day away.
Yeah, make it a day trip. It might be good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for telling me this stuff, 'cause I'm from the coast. I'm from way out of town.
Um, there's one more thing uh, that you should probably know about the cathedral. Uh, People who've gone up there, when they've come back down from it, sometimes there are things they don't remember anymore. The memories usually always come back, but it's. And she just kind of shrugs.
Um, okay. Yeah. Nom internally beginning to go, it opens his mouth and it's just, ah!
Oh, your food. And she, roll hammer space again. Ah, yes, that's a 9. She pulls out the tray, and it's nice and golden brown, and she places it down in front of you. Enjoy. Then she goes over to take care of one of the other patrons in the bar.
Nom just kind of has like 1,000-yard stare for a second. Because he's thinking about some things.
Mm-hmm.
Because Roderick was having some memory issues, I believe that, Roderick has, or Nom has noticed and seen.
Mm-hmm.
And Nom is just like, what if the return trip is worse? What if something bad happens? If something really bad happens. He's a little anxious. He's a little anxious. He's a little anxious.
Mm-hmm.
He's also just like, fuck. You know what? He probably kind of looks over at Sterling a little.
Sterling's gonna blush and kind of look down at his mostly eaten food. Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Mm-hmm. Is Nom's food just kind of like on a plate?
Yeah, it's on a plate, on a tray. There's like, there's a little note too. And
Nom is. Look at the note.
Nom is what?
Now I'm gonna look at the note after you're done describing everything. Sorry.
Uh-huh. There's utensils there. As you
Mm-hmm.
look at the note, it says, hey hun, first meals on the house.
Oh, that's so
Signed, Connie.
sweet. Well, Mom's gonna hold on to that note because that's very sweet. And not a messy eater, I feel. Like my brain was like, Nom could probably just put the plate in his mouth and like pull the plate out and everything would be gone. But then I was like, Nom's a polite young man. Um, are there chopsticks?
um, the so it's not spaghetti. It's like
Spaghetti.
it's not. It's not rice either. So no, there are no chopsticks. There's like a fork and a knife because
Mm-hmm.
you've been given like it's like it's probably deer meat. I'm gonna be real.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably venison
Mm-hmm.
and some
Um,
sort of mashed potatoes.
mm-hmm. Okay. Nam just kind of starts eating. He focuses on the meat first because that's easier.
Mhm.
Um, Kind of just looks at Sterling and is like, so,
I'm sorry about earlier. I was a little ticked off and a little hungry.
mm-hmm. Did you get anywhere with your weird patron?
I didn't. Um, so the reason I was talking into the water is because sometimes it helps to talk to my reflection, because he tends to answer a lot more when I do that, but he's just being very obstinate today.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I
That's
mean,
that's the right word, right?
yeah, you're fine. Mm, I don't know about you, but after this, I think I'm gonna maybe at least peek my head into the cathedral because this place is weird. This is some real horror stuff.
I thought my backstory was weird.
Um, oh, can't help you there. Mine's a whole bag of cats.
I know. I'd say that's because of where we are, but I grew up not here, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I think it's pretty much a common occurrence.
Well, we're dealing with tunes after all.
Hmm.
It, I don't know a lot about patrons, but I kind of know about talking to people somewhat. If you want to, we can maybe on the way, I can talk to your patron or talk to you about talking to your patron or something, because it sounds like it's kind of a crappy problem. And honestly, if you can't get anywhere with your patron, honestly, you should kind of just not be a warlock anymore. I'm gonna be honest. It's probably not for you, or at least like get a different patron. I don't know if you can get a different patron. Um,
I don't know if he'd i- let me go that easily. But yeah, we can try that. It I heard it's a long distance to get there, anyways. About hour and a half, 2 hours.
Maybe if you're slow, or real kind, which I guess is both of your problems. But yeah,
Ouch. He finishes his food. He went, ouch!
Nom's a sassy little guy right now.
Oh, he's just a sassy little guy.
He's just a
Okay.
sassy little guy. Yeah, Nom eats. He doesn't take as long as Sterling because I feel like honestly, Nom normally uses his own utensils he brings with him, because of how his hands are. But he can probably work normal silverware okay. So he doesn't dilly-dally on eating just because he really doesn't want to continue the potential of fuck, I just accidentally flung the fork or something.
Yeah.
But
So you would notice about the fork is that it seems to be a little easier to grip.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all. That's it. It's a little easier to grip than most utensils.
Yeah. And then as Nom finishes, I have him roll hammer space. And with a 4, he pulls out like a little it's like a little nurse shark. A little plush nurse shark, and he kind of leaves it by his tray. Because he's been given a free meal, but at the very least he can give something back. And then he just kind of gets up and like brushes himself off, and he's kind of ready to go if Sterling gets the hint.
So Sterling actually did finish before Nom. So he, tidied up his area a little bit, got up when Nom did, and just kind of started heading towards the door.
And I guess Nom kind of waves at the mayor and stuff as they leave, but like doesn't dilly-dally because again, he's kind of on a mission now. Mission Nom. Nom's mission. The mission Nom has given himself.
You hear behind you, "Come back soon," from Connie.
Yeah, Nom hopes to come back.
So now you're outside and you're going towards the Eclipse Cathedral.
Krakoom.
Krakoom! As the loud crack of thunder hits, Sterling just kind of jitters a little, but doesn't do it as bad as he did up on the roof.
Nom kind of looks at him for a second after that, and he's like, "So, are you scared of thunder or something?"
Loud noises just kind of get to me sometimes.
Understandable, I guess.
Yeah, it's just loud noises in a lab is a very bad sign. Especially when there are explosions.
I can presume. So Nom,
Sterling starts walking towards the Eclipse Cathedral.
yeah, Nom's headed that way. His tail's kind of swishing behind him. He's got clover on his back and stuff, and he doesn't really know where to start with this because everything about Sterling is like, you woke up in a lab, you have amnesia, something about your patron. There's just so much to unpack, and Nom is not sure how he feels about the package, and also he doesn't know anything about Sterling's patron except what Sterling has told him, so he doesn't know how to broach anything.
So Sterling is gonna let the silence go for a couple of moments before saying, "So, I've never actually tried to get him to talk to someone else before. So I'm not really sure how to go about this.
You go, hey, patron. How do you feel about talking to other people? Because, oh boy, have I got an idiot for you. That's
so,
me. I'm the idiot.
um, he just kind of covers his mouth and chuckles a little bit. let's uh let's let's get a little further away from the temple to the light. I'm
And
pretty
maybe a little
sure
bit farther out from town so you don't look like a weirdo.
that's not what I'm worried about. I already look like a weirdo. Don't you know? I was sitting in the middle of town talking with myself in the fountain
Yeah,
just earlier.
yeah, you could have at least like picked up a rock and maybe looked, at least tried to look like you had a standy speaky or something. But you know, whatever works best for you.
He's just kind of half smiling at you.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's trying to make light of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nam is kind of like smiling. It's a little hard to tell, but like yeah, he's definitely got like the happy little like his little wigglers up top have kind of like they've perked up.
Mhm. So you guys both walk a little further outside of town and start to climb on the mountain path.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the feeling, even if you were alone, it still would take you an hour and a half to 2 hours this
It's a long way.
because because even with being attuned, you can sense that this half an hour to 2 hours time is not something you can't montage through.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got 40-foot walking speed, but yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. It's definitely a, oh, we're stuck in a loading screen sort of like,
Yes. Yeah, you cannot montage through this hour and a half, 2 hour walk.
mm-hmm. Man. Damn, that sucks. But he's not gonna bring that up to Sterling because he does not need to give Sterling any sort of satisfaction of being right.
So Sterling kind of like glances behind him at the last house, and as you guys get far enough away from it to be kind of like out of earshot, he looks over at you and goes, "He can. All right. So he's actually responding now.
Okay.
He can be a little intense,
I
and
don't miss that.
um, it probably also can be a little bit of a liar. So this is my warning now.
Why are you a patron to someone like this is all I have to ask.
Yeah, this is a question I've been asking myself since well, Alexa shed a little light, no pun intended, on what was really going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He just starts kind of like stretching.
I'm a
No,
little nervous.
stretching his arms like he's trying to psych himself up.
I'm gonna have Nom roll something. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna roll this with Dice Parser and see if Dice Parser will be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Sterling notices.
Nope.
That's a 4. Knom pulls out his quarterstaff. He has no idea what Sterling's about to do, but oh my god, he's gonna be prepared.
I don't think it worked.
I'm gonna have Knom roll to attack. Because he screams.
God.
Hit.
An 8 does not hit Sterling, who jumps out of the way of the attack.
Just like screams, and you see like his quarterstaff just kind of like throws it at Sterling, and it wings off into the side of the path.
What? Why did you do that?
I don't want to talk about it. 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 I'm just gonna go get that. Yeah. Nam just kind of walks over and picks his quarterstaff up, and it disappears back into his hammer space.
Mm-hmm. And Sterling's just kind of looking at him like, what are you doing?
And Nam has kind of like turned Clover, or like taken Clover out of like Clover's a little backpack stuffed animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Nam takes Clover off of his back and kind of like hugs her.
Mm-hmm.
And it like presses her to his chest as he walks back over, and he's just like, okay, so we were gonna talk about the stuff as we walk. Why don't we walk and talk?
Sterling's eyebrows just kind of furrow in mild confusion for a moment before he just kind of nods.
I have a question. So I am beginning to realize I didn't ask the name of your patron.
The name of him. And Sterling just kind of moves his head back and forth, kind of waffling at this point, and you notice that Sterling's eyes are no longer blue. They're now gold.
I'm gonna roll something for Nam. He is mostly keeping his cool.
Uh-huh.
That was like a wisdom check to not lose his shit. Because yeah, and he's just like, listen, I just need something to call them, okay? You're out here like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you about all these mean things my patron says, and you're not even gonna tell me your name. What was that?
You're cute. You're so cute. He's been talking bad about me, hasn't he? You may call me, Rose.
Yeah, okay.
And he just smiles at you.
He thought he was talking to Sterling. He's not talking to Sterling. He's not talking to Sterling. He's not talking to Sterling. It's talking in Sterling's voice, but it's not Sterling, and it has Roderick's eye color, and oh my god. Nom just kind of like, he looks a little nauseated for a second.
And as you're looking nauseated, the brows furrow and the eyes shift back to blue. And fucking stop that. Stop it right now.
Hey, Sterling, your patron kind of sucks. Listen, I would have loved a little more warning than some sort of fucking possession!
I tried to warn you that he's a liar.
He's a little intense! He's a little scary! And I was like, okay, I can do a scary!
I didn't think he was going to take over my body to talk to you, but, I didn't think about what that might entail in the first place.
You don't think a lot of things through, apparently. I thought Roderick was bad, and you're just like, I'm gonna make a lot of stupid decisions and say a lot of dumb things and talk to fucking whatever that guy is. Tom just kind of like stops in the middle of the path and like crouches, and he has like the prayer hands, and he's like out against his prayer hands, just like, Benneth, you wouldn't like it if I got really angry. Tanith wouldn't like it, but you have to be calm, Nom. This is all about being a monk. You have to have breathing exercises, and you center yourself, and it's about being calm. And he's kind of just like mumbling to himself a little for a moment, and like doing the calming himself down, and like Clover's like kind of like tucked against him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just taking a solid second.
That's a nat 1 on insight. Oh no.
Zing.
And Sterling is just standing there as Nom is doing this and looking very confused.
Nom probably slips into Draconic after a second and is just very quietly like, he's doing some things that he's saying things that are very clearly saying something that he knows very well. But obviously, I don't think Sterling knows Draconic.
Sterling does not know Draconic. Nope. So, Sterling is gonna start pacing.
Mm-hmm.
And after a couple of minutes, Sterling is going to say, okay.
What is the name of your patron? Tell me right now.
The Darkness. He told you to call him Rose. That's what I usually call him. Rose. It's another one of his names or something like that.
No, you can't see his eyes anymore. He's covering them, but also you can tell that they are shut. And he's just very quietly just breathing.
But I didn't... It's not like I decided one day to just seek him out.
This is why I'm a monk. I don't have to deal with any sort of weird god or fiend or patron or for my health. And honestly, I can see why. See why Tanith was like, Nom, whenever you go out into the world, you don't want to attract any sort of god's attention. Because they suck! Okay,
I didn't even know he was the darkness until, until very recently. So, I knew him as Rose.
Nom just gets up and he puts Clover on his back and he adjusts the straps of his little backpack dragon and he just gives Sterling the most like face of neutral disappointment ever. It's like, why don't we walk and we'll start from the beginning? Maybe we can try that whole possession crap again. Whatever you're comfortable with.
How about we just walk and I tell you how it happened?
Oh. Nom starts walking.
Mm-hmm. And as you're walking, I'm gonna shorten this because it's a
Yep,
it's a long story.
Just
I'm
do
giving the
it.
cliff notes here. The cliff notes are here is Sterling woke up at 12 years old with literally no memories. Was raised by a scientist catman named Vexus, alongside a Toon scientist named Dection. Xehanorth is also there, but Vexus kind of intervened before Xehanorth could do any sort of raising of him. However that might have turned out. And he was told that he was brought to the lab in Nicodranus after an accident that had happened in somewhere nearby. Xehanorth was very unclear with where.
Mm-hmm.
He said that a couple of years later from that, sometime later from that, in the dark of the night, someone would start talking to him in, the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Just, talking with him like a friend would.
Mm-hmm.
And this voice offered him the power to figure out why the hell he doesn't have any memories.
Mm-hmm.
Sterling says at the time he was, a little younger than he was now, and gosh, he didn't have any memories of any, real good raisin, so seemed like a good idea to take this deal because he wanted to know why he didn't have any memories, where they'd gone, sort of deal. And then they came to Einquell on this really fancy boat that he didn't really understood how it worked. A Muppet-born man by the name of Larsicon flew it, and they all crashed here on Einquell. Thankfully, everyone survived. Which Sterling attributes to the hard-faced pilot. But with it crashed and it needs repairs, and Dection not having the skills needed to actually fix it, Dection being the more artificer type, they had to stay here, and they've been here for 5 years.
I feel like by the end of this, Nom.
And I'm gonna cut you in. And then I was on the train doing my job as an actor, and I met Alexa, and she showed me the soul that had been stolen from someone. Because of whatever it is the hell that Xehanort is actually doing now.
Mm.
And you're standing at the doors of the Eclipse Cathedral.
Honestly, Nom doesn't know what to say. The mention of someone having their soul stolen has Nom a little pale again, and like everything else was already just like, how do you react? How do you react?
It's a
He
lot.
honestly, a lot. It's a lot. It's so much. I can definitely say one of the things he's thinking right now is Sterling is a fucking idiot for trusting some random ass voice who came to him at night.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and letting it have any sort of power over him. If it didn't show him its face. Um, but he doesn't say that, thankfully, because he's kind of just processing.
I've been thinking ever since I went to East and learned a little more about just this deity called the Light, and how much Rose hates the Light. And I'm just. My life's changed. Everything's changed so much since Alexa talked to me.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, you figured out why you don't have memories.
Yeah, they're all in the other guy.
All in Roderick.
The other Roderick.
I regret to like okay.
We're
Num, num
both. We are both Roderick. I'm just
I
using Sterling for convenience. That's both our names.
not
My name is Roderick Asgrim Gylas. That's the only thing I remember. Before I was 12, that's the only thing I remembered. My name.
You know what? I'm not gonna fight you over it. He's a person too, though.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just kind of hard.
I mean, you've been living as Sterling. You,
I started living as Sterling when we got here to Einquell. Sterling's gonna just kind of look down at his feet.
yeah, Nom's quiet. He kind of has this look on his face, like he has thoughts, but he's not saying them.
Mm-hmm.
He He just is kind of quiet for a second, and then he just sighs and talks to himself in Draconic and just shakes his head a little. Um, he turns and looks at Sterling.
Sterling just continuing to look at his feet.
Nom reaches over and reaches up and flicks Sterling's nose.
Yes?
So, what are you gonna do?
Honestly, I still don't know. I've been thinking about that. I still don't know. I gotta talk to Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta decide literally what I'm going to do.
I mean, not to like be that guy, but you can do whatever you want. You know? Nothing. You're missing your memories of the first 12 years of your life, yeah?
Yeah.
That sucks, but you're free to do whatever you want because ironically Roderick, he didn't do any better, but he's Roderick, and honestly, you ever felt the urge to go to where the Bertus Isles, you could. I just think it might be better to stop fighting over who's Roderick and just accept that you're both Roderick. And you're also Sterling now, and you don't have to worry about being Roderick anymore. You can be Sterling and figure out what Sterling wants.
He's having a think. His face is very contemplative. I'm gonna roll something.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of nods. And he does that thing he did earlier when he was standing in front of the light temple, and you
Mm-hmm.
see the it looks kind of like Roderick's blade, but it's
Mm-hmm.
twisted and it's got like vines wrapped around it.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at it. And then he turns towards the edge of the pathway and he hucks it as hard as he
Oh my
can.
god. Oh my god. Nom doesn't know what to do with this.
And then he looks back at Nom and says, I'm going to do what I want, not what anyone else says.
Cool. I really hope that doesn't come back to bite you, but I'm really glad that you're figuring this out for yourself. And growth is important. And I've had similar issues in the past, but don't worry about it. I really feel like honestly what we both want to do is talk to Roderick, and Roderick's kind of in this space, and he kind of gestures up at the cathedral and he's like, I don't know whatever guys from the order or whatever are here, but honestly, it's been way too long. So I really
It's
just
yeah. When we started walking, it was dinner time. We've
yeah.
been in there like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's a tall building, but I feel like that's just it's
Way too
been
long.
way too long. I at least want to take a look inside. We don't have to go up anywhere. I don't know. Well, we can take a look and see what it's like inside.
I don't know how much help I'll be, but at least if the members of the order that are in there are actually who I think it might be, then well, I can help with that. I can talk with
Mm-hmm.
them.
Now I'm just gonna roll hammer space. And that is a 1. Oh
Fumble,
boy.
fumble, fumble.
That's a 6. What's a 6, sweetheart? Um, Nam pulls out some glow sticks and he stares at them for a second. And there's some nice glow sticks. It looks like there's a lot of colors and he stares at them and he's
It's,
like, and he,
Sterling smiles and goes, "Oh, those are fun."
you want one? I didn't intend to pull these out at all, but
um, do you have a blue one?
yeah, I got blue ones. Nam pulls out like a blue one and like a
Mm-hmm.
couple of the little connector and he hands it to Sterling
Mm-hmm. And
and
Sterling just kind of looks at it, considers and cracks it and shakes it to activate it.
amazing. And he's like, okay, let's see if I get another fumble. That's a 10.
Hell
That's a
yeah.
10. So he pulls out what he wants. He pulls out a dagger. It doesn't look like it's his. It's kind of like it looks like it was definitely somebody else's because Nam seems like someone who takes good care of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this looks like some back alley guy's like knife he shivs you with.
Yeah.
Um, he looks it over and he's like, "Well, I stole this off a dead body a long time ago. So until you get something better, at the very least you have a nice little stick poke knife."
Thank you. And he just kind of thinks for a moment and he puts it in a kind of holster in his belt.
Mm-hmm. The unionization of the order members continues. And Nam, he doesn't pull anything out because that's how Nam is.
Mm-hmm.
He already tried the quarterstaff thing. Didn't really work that well.
Yeah.
He has the most important thing of all, and that is his Mr. Nibbles. His emotional support, Mr. Nibbles. And he just looks up at the door, and I'm guessing there's a ripped off sign kind of crumpled in the bushes.
Yeah, there's a sign crumpled in the bushes. The sign says we're closed.
Amazing. Nam does not understand at all, but he's ignoring it. Nam, he opens the doors.
Mm-hmm. And we'll come back to this in the return to the Eclipse Cathedral. Crackum!
Whoops.
Thank you for joining us for this FPS, which was pretty much double long.
Listen, we had to get them through all of the emotional constipation.
And we had, that Nam was having.
Nom, just Nom. wanna look me in the eyes and tell me just Nom was having fucking emotional constipation? Get out of here.
Look, Sterling was actually a little ticked off, but Nom didn't notice because Nom got a nat 1. So
Listen, they both got a nat 1 this game. Nom got 2.
yeah. Yeah. So many nat 1s.
Yeah. I love how we
Okay.
were like, yeah, Nom's gonna talk to the darkness. Nom talked to the darkness once and threw a stick at him.
It was hilarious. And then,
Was.
yeah. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.